Hello, everyone. I'm just getting my voice here. I've been chatting a lot today, and I must say my voice has been pretty raspy the last little bit. And I don't know if I'm over chatting, and I do talk a lot because there's been lots of explanations of what's been happening nowadays. So I love talking, as we all know. And I love explaining things and giving as much information to people as I can. But in doing so, I talk a lot. And anyway, we're gonna get into. I'm just gonna get comfortable here. Sorry, I just came out of a really interesting session, and I don't usually do sessions this close, but it was kind of something that needed to be done, and it presented. So I'm just gonna adjust here. Presented itself really interestingly. And there are so many great changes happening on this planet. If you are a light worker and you have been struggling for years, and there's so many different things, things aren't moving forward, or you seem like you're stuck, you have so much love in your heart, but it's just hard to get it out there because you're going through your own stuff. And I've been there, and I know the feeling, and I understand interference. And, people used to say, well, Brenda, if you just hold the light, interference can't bother you because you're so bright and light and nothing's going to come into your field. I wish it were that easy. And to be quite honest, I understand that way of thinking, because not everyone on this planet, we're all made differently. So not everyone's affected the way light workers, old souls are. We come in with some heavy karma from earth karma, and then there's the star karma, and we come in with missions. And a lot of us kind of choose these families, and respect to all our families. I'm not picking on people's families, but we pick families with a lot of dysfunction in them. So a lot of the healing that we go through isn't just our own healing. We're actually healing our ancestors. We're healing past timelines, and we are creating better timelines. So we're rewriting the past, rewriting the future. And we come into these families that have this dysfunction. And what does the dysfunction mean? When you start to have this awakening and realize, why is my life like this? What's going on? You'll start to notice your siblings, your cousins, your aunts and your uncles are all kind of living the same stuff. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is like an ancestral thing that's going on. Why would I choose to come into a family like this? Because you can, in this new age, this new energy, to help heal it. And as you heal, you're healing things for your children or their children, the future. Or if you don't have children, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your past ancestors. It's a big undertaking. So if you're going through tremendous amounts of healings, it's layer by layer by layer, which can be extremely frustrating, but never give up, because those layers actually reveal the next layer and the next layer. And today we had this phenomenal just knowing about what the next step was. Sometimes you're working with a client and you're pulling and you're pulling and you're pulling and you're like, what's going on here? And then bam, it's right there. We wouldn't have got there to that big thing that needs to heal without pulling out those layers. So when you're joining these calls and you're really allowing that healing at a deep level, at a physical, mental, emotional level, sometimes we release a little, sometimes we release a lot. It really depends on your higher self, your comfort with this type of setting. We are working with pure love and light. We are in our own octahedrons of light, although we are working as a group. You're getting what you need. And whatever I'm releasing, or this person's releasing, that is not affecting you. You're in your own, that we're together, but we're separate. And we're getting what we need, because we all have our own specific needs that need to be healed. because we all have our unique paths that we have, our own histories. So we can never really judge somebody else because we don't know what they've been through. And that includes someone who's sending out bad energy, black magic. I've just lost all judgment, because why did that soul become so separated to think that the light is scary, the light, it means nothing, the light would never accept them back? They must have had some pretty horrific lifetimes to get to that place of separation. So if we're all, everything is of divinity, which it is, we cannot exclude the darkest of the dark and the lightest of the light. We're all in this together. So it is not for me to say that this person doesn't deserve the light, but this person's nice, they do, and I like this person, I don't like this person. I'm just learned not to judge. And I used to think, well, I'm not a judgmental person. I love all people. But then they would ask, well, how do you feel about someone who sends black magic? Well, I don't really agree with blah, 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 blah. Well, you're being judgmental. And I really had to sit with that for a while and really take that in. So when I work with clients, and sometimes we do release things like dark interference, spiritual attachments, hexes and curses, black magic, nothing to be scared of, because it's all just energy that's been removed from source that is coming back home. And I've said this before. Imagine two rooms. And I love this. And I think this came from the Course of Miracles. It's a really thick book, really interesting book I read many years ago. And sometimes I refer back to it. But I think this is where I got this one. And they explained there's two rooms. And I've said this before. There's a dark room and there's a light room. Now, we take away the wall between the two rooms. What happens? Both rooms fill with light. It's not that both rooms fill with darkness. That's not how it works, because we are all from the light. So we all have this divine spark. We all have our connection. We all have duality because we're living in 3D. So we all have our light side, and I always feel it from my right side is where I'm connected to the divinity in me, to that beautiful love source that loves us so much. And then there's the other part of me that is the shadow side. So we all have duality. It's in plays, it's in movies. There's people who think I'm losing my mind. There's something talking to me from within. And then we think, oh, okay, we want to stay away from those people. But are they crazy? Are they delusional? Are they weird? Are they... No, they're just struggling with forces that are trying to stop them from going back to unity. So in the scheme of this broader perspective where we're all healing, we all have a choice, the free will to choose the light or the dark. And humanity as a collective has actually chosen the ascension process, going back to unity. So we're going back into the fifth dimension where we came from, where the experiences of duality are not there. So we've gone down to 4D, then 3D, and I'm now understanding there's a difference. 3D has the most contrast and diverse experiences of consciousness, where we have the darkest of the dark, the abuse, the nastiness that we see, the war, the this, the that. And then when you get to 5D, well, that's not there. So how do you have duality, or how do you have life without that chaos? It's easy. So some people say, well, no, the 5D would be boring because we have nothing to contrast it to. But we've been in contrast for thousands of years. And now we're pulling out of it to go back to that place of unity where you can manifest with your feeling so much love and compassion. And we're experiencing so many different things because we can stop with the chaos, stop with this, and really live. But we're kind of like, as we're healing, we have the good, the bad, the internal struggles. And I know there's a lot of people going through their healing journeys of their own. They're working with me. They're doing stuff on their side. They're learning about themselves. They're growing. And they'll say, oh my gosh, I feel like so inspired today. I'm in love with the world. I feel like I can fly. And then 4 days later, I kind of lost it. Where did I lose it? Well, that's the duality, the shadow side of us that is pulling you back, saying, no, 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 don't go there. Because if you get too high, you're increasing your light quotient, you're increasing your consciousness. The ego part of us loses its control. It doesn't want to lose its control. So it will do whatever it can to pull you back into that old pattern of behavior. Let's go back to that old relationship. Let's go back to that old job. Let's go back to that old habit. Why? Because it's comfortable. Stay here, it's comfortable. And then you talk to yourself like, no, I'm breaking that. I want to be this new version of me. So we have these internal struggles as we have this war within ourselves. How can we have a world of peace when we don't have peace within? So as we are working on ourselves, we are achieving psychological balance. We're creating peace. We're creating peace in our thoughts. We're creating peace in our minds. Our body then follows. Everything works better. Our light quotient's going up. Our immune system kicks in more. So now our health is better. Our relationships are better. Our thought process is better. Our life is better in so many different ways. So as you're working through your healing, notice those subtle changes. Sometimes I meet clients and they're so cute. They look so much brighter, and they'll say, oh yeah, nothing's changed. It's all the same. But then I'll hear from somebody else that so-and-so did something really great or whatever. But it's just that person's nervous system, it's their way of thought, it's their habit to be so negative that even though things are changing all around them, their habit of thought is always going to pull them into the negative part of it. But that is where you as the client, you as the person who wants to change, me as the person who wants to change, has to be very aware of my thoughts and say, why did I have that negative thought? Of course things are changing. Yeah, they're changing slowly, but I'm more positive today. I was out driving and people were kinder on the road. Some lady smiled at the grocery store to me the other day. There's little things you can pick out in your day that are increasing. So why are we turning a blind eye to these beautiful little things? Because the human mind likes to focus on the negative. It's like, someone tells you 10 great things about you, one bad thing. What do we remember? Oh my gosh, that person didn't like this about me. And we go and we fester about it, we think about it, and we kind of get upset over it. There's nothing to be upset about. It's that just let it go. If somebody says something negative to it, just let it go. I don't have my contacts on because the last session was so intense. I took them out. So it's hard for me to read the chat today. But before I get into the call part, I'll definitely read it. Sorry, my eyes were just really tired, and there were sometimes my eye shape changes, and then the contacts just don't fit, so I had to pull them out. So I'm sitting here talking and just letting the love flow and just enjoying all of your energy and all of my energy. There have been some phenomenal things happening, and I know 2024 is going to be a very interesting year. We've been saying this for a while, but we're coming out of a phase of about 7 years of this really shifting and changing and this awakening, and so many souls are awakening. And I believe in 2024 there are going to be many more awakened souls. But as you're awakening and you're working on yourself, you might find challenges as you go up and down on this roller coaster of healing, where you feel elated and inspired, and oh my gosh, the world is falling apart and I'm falling apart. What you're going to notice is the dips come less often and you don't stay down as long. But be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself while you're going through these. So as we're doing these healings and we are releasing things, and some people say, oh, I'm so anxious when things happen and when things are releasing and I don't understand what it is. We don't have to always understand what it is. We can just say simply, I'm releasing this negativity and I'm allowing the light. I'm increasing my light quotient. And the neat thing is, as your light quotient increases, once it gets to 80% of, say, 4D, you'll anchor into 4D. So right now we're in 3D because a lot of us are still feeling lack and being bothered by this instability that we're feeling. But if we keep increasing our light quotient, and we're increasing and increasing and increasing, we're tapping into 4D, which still has some contrast, but not as heavy contrast as 3D. And as we tap in, eventually we're going to anchor ourselves into 4D, and then other humans are going to start anchoring. So as we lead the way, it's going to be easier for those that follow, because there's going to be more of us holding this light. So when I say you're a light holder, when I say you are important, when I say you're magnificent, when I say you are an important part of this beautiful puzzle, I mean it. Your consciousness, when you're holding that light, is doing tremendous things that we fully don't understand. I don't even understand it. I always get told or inspired to know that I am doing a lot more good than I will ever really understand with my human mind. And I think that is that pull in our heart that wants us to continue. There's many of you in the chat, many of you that join the calls or watch the replays that call me and say, Brenda, I've gone through so much in my life. There's been so much trauma. There's been so many hardships, but I'm still here and I'm still thriving forward. You're one of those old souls. You're one of those light workers. You come with motivation. You come with excitement. You come with determination. And we set some heavy, heavy, heavy missions before we came. And we're like that forest that doesn't give up. We keep coming back up, whether we're burnt down, cut down, stomped on. We seem to crawl back up and we're back. And then something else hits us and we're down and we come back up and we're down, we're coming back. But sometimes it's just part of our karma, or karmic loops. And if you're ever interested in getting some really strong affirmations, reach out to me. Personally, I don't send them out to everyone because they read them and be like, whoa, what are these? They're very powerful, but if you'd like them, reach out to me and I'll send them to you personally. Sometimes I add something in that's a little more personal to your situation and who you are and what you're going through. But there's some of us that not only are we going through our karma, our lessons, our experiences, we have these external forces, negative forces, that are pulling us in other directions. Well, if I'm light and I'm connected to God and I'm going to the ascension process, why would I even believe something like that can bother me? That's what used to really bother me. How could I believe that? Because I don't believe it. So how is it that they're coming through? How is it? Well, we are very multidimensional. We have been around on many different timelines. We have subconscious beliefs that are far back in our subconscious that we might not even know about. So there might be some fears of something like that, and it could be from something we've learned or felt in this lifetime. It could be a past life. It could be ancestral. It's in our spiritual DNA. That leads us to be a little more vulnerable, let's say, to this. Now, in this new, and the reason I'm talking about this more and more nowadays is because the light is so powerful. If you bring something to the light, and this is what's happening on planet Earth, you bring something to the light, it will transmute. It will, once it's revealed, the natural process is it is going to dissolve. But you have to acknowledge, and I believe many, myself included, would say, well, I'm just going to ignore it and it's going to go away. It didn't work for me. I had to do the work. I had to acknowledge what was affecting me and really put my effort and say, you know what? I am a divine being of light. I'm not going to be bothered by this anymore, but I'm going to do the work to release it. And in this new age, it's easier than ever before. A little bit for those of you who have tried some of those sessions, there's a bit of anxiety that comes up. Of course there is. We have these subconscious thoughts of what a session like that could be like. Like the word exorcism comes up and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. Of course it's scary. Look at what they show in the movies. But if you did something like remove negative energy from your field with love, it's actually a very peaceful, beautiful experience that a lot of people come out and say, wow, I feel so different. I feel so light, and that wasn't that bad. So if we start to take away the fear of releasing ourselves from this negativity and reclaiming our divine magnificence and stop buying into the fear and, oh, don't do this. I always think the reason they put so much fear around these things is so we don't heal. I'm too scared to get that done. I'd rather suffer with these feelings of negativity and all these things affecting my life than get better. Well, I think enough is enough. It's time to reclaim who you are. You're a divine being of light. Your birthright is of love, joy, peace, happiness, abundance, wealth, great relationships, all that good stuff. But we buy into this 3D world where you're not good enough, you don't deserve this, you're unworthy, you're this and that. That's all BS. You are a divine being of light. And when you connect to it, you can feel it. You can feel your heart saying yes, yes, yes. Because as you start to do work, you are clearing that connection to your higher self. And that higher self is going to talk to you because it loves you so much and it's going to guide you to that next best thing. Sometimes I get calls like, Brenda, I missed your session again. Oh my gosh, I wanted to come on. It didn't happen. It's that resistance within them that says, no, don't heal, don't get better, or I'll distract you so you don't get to do something for yourself. It's not just coming to my session. It's reading that book that you love. It's meditating. It's really working on yourself. Why are you working on yourself? Don't you have better things to do? Don't you have kids to cook for? Don't you have this and this? Can't you, but really in the end, can't you take 15 minutes a day to work on yourself? Say those affirmations, or listen to a really good podcast, things like that. There are many things we can do to better our lives. And so many things are like, there's just so much excitement I have because what I'm seeing people change. Like the other day, there's so many stories. I'm not sure if people liked healing stories because at first I thought, well, this is just going to scare people. But when I tell people, hey, I did a house clearing on someone's house and I told them the story of what was in the land and how there was so much suffering that happened there, but we cleared it away and there was this like beautiful like light around the house and how we went into the walls and all the molecular structure and released all that negativity from the current owners and the past owners. And I didn't know people liked the stories. So I used to do this, but I just kept it quiet. Yeah, your house is clear, enjoy. But then someone said, well, what did you find? You really want to know what I found? So I tell them. And they're like, wow. And then they tell their friends, like, this was in my house. I'm like, people like this? I'm like, wow, things have shifted because in the past, I found people were more scared than anything. And now I think people are realizing the light on this planet is so powerful. There's nothing to fear. Fear is a part of separation. But we're going back to unity where there's no fear. Fear is what controls us. Fear of not being liked, fear of being abandoned, fear of losing my job, fear of having no food, fear of having fear. Fear someone's going to be mad at me, fear of this, fear of that, fear of that. Let go of the fear and choose love. Choose your greatness. Choose all that stuff. And another thing that I've learned along the way is forgiveness is so important. Forgiving those who have hurt you, forgiving yourself. Having compassion for everyone and everything, because we're all in this together and we're all going through our own stuff. There are so many things that as a human and our multidimensionality that it's hard to put in a 30-minute talk. So I'm sending out these little videos here and here, and I sent out a video the other day about hexes and curses, and I cannot believe the tremendous response I get, a positive response saying, I had to listen to that 3 times, but I couldn't believe you were talking about this. And that is my problem. I know that's my problem. And I've reached out to a few people and I've been chatting with them, and everything they're saying just makes so much sense. So let's work to release it. Let's reclaim who we truly are. Because as our light really shines, well, what we're doing is we're holding the light for other people to go through that healing. I think another stigmatism as well with the dark energy, and I don't know who I was talking to, but they said you don't want to really talk about that because people are finally expressing that they might have a mental illness. If we say their mental illness could be caused from dark interference, that's going to make them shy away from it. But why does it have to make them shy away from it? If it stops being an issue that we're scared of, or it stops being something we can't talk about, why not just have it open? What is the fear? And I think we're moving into a new age where we're fearless, and whatever is coming up, we can handle it. And if we're stronger in groups. So I have people sometimes saying on this call that, hey, we were doing it and we're doing the that's so funny. Sorry, I apologize. We're not doing it. We were doing the call, and we're having the call, or during the call, and something walked out of me. And then some light came into me. And this is just on a group call. And I said, well, how did you feel during it? For a few minutes, I felt fearful, but then I felt so much love. Let's go back to the love within our hearts. There's no judgment. Why judge? And I might get people to say, Brenda, your healing call talk was way too out there. I get that. I'm not going to please everybody. But I am talking to those people, those light workers, the old souls that get what I'm talking about. They can raise their hand and say, yes, my life has been a struggle. I'm a good person. I love humanity. I want my love to shine. But how does it shine when I'm constantly being pulled back? It's your time to shine. You know, the meek shall inherit the earth. If anyone knows what that meant, it meant the compassionate ones shall inherit the earth. Because the ones that are ready to hold that light are going to move through this process with Mother Earth. And as we move through the process, there's healing. We cannot bring any of that dark energy into the new earth we're going into. It's going to be gradual as we move through. It's going to take some time. It's not an instant, beam me up, although some people believe some aliens are going to come beam them up. I listen to people's stories about how they see what's going to happen, and I'm just like, why am I not seeing it that way? I don't see that. I believe it is a personal choice to do the work. I believe it is gradual. And again, this is my perception, my belief. And, if you don't resonate with it, it's okay. But I do believe it is the human's journey to go through the ups and downs and get back to who they are, releasing the dark and bringing in more light, releasing the dark, bringing in more light, layer by layer by layer. And not to say that you can't go to the root of issues. Sometimes these issues that have been around for a long time, all of a sudden we're going right to the root and releasing it. But does that stop our healing? No. I've been healing for 13 years solidly every day, and I still release stuff, and I don't think we'll ever stop, because we can only get better and better and better and better and better and better, and there's no end to it. So life does get easier. There is more ease and flow. There is more love. You can see the beauty in everything. You can see things from broader perspective and understand what is happening on the earth, and look at it as what's happening is magnificent and beautiful. Uncomfortable, yes, in the 3D form, but we're in some really exciting times, and we all chose to be here. So let's make the best of it. And how do we make the best of it? We come together like this, because it's not just my light, it's all of our light that's going to come together. Imagine, that's why we get so many profound healings with this. That's why people are shifting so quickly. Some people I've never met, I've never done a session on them in person or one-on-one, and they're having tremendous shifts just with these calls. But if you are ready for a one-on-one, they are more intense than this, but not everyone's ready for them. But if you are, reach out. They're always done with love, and it's always going to be right for you because your higher self is guiding it. We have these beautiful beings of light that come in, and I think we're ready to start this beautiful healing session today. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat box. As I get the music ready, I'll get a little bit closer to the screen and read them. And we'll start, and we'll get the balance of the music, drink lots of water. And at the end, I will use the singing bowl. I'll give the warning. And why do I use the singing bowl at the end? There's a few reasons. One, if vibrational medicine or sound healing is so powerful, and as we're processing things, that vibration can help process quicker. So if we're coming to an end of a call and I use the singing bowl, if somebody's still processing, they kind of speeds it up. So when we end the call, they're in a much calmer state. They're brought back from their meditation. A lot of people, it also shifts the room into a lighter place, and it gets rid of any lingering stuff that I like to get rid of at the end of the call. If you have any questions about the singing bowl, you can always reach out, but I always give warning because some people find it's too intense. We're going to start the music, and we'll go from there. All right, so music is coming on. I'm going to get the balance, and I'm going to talk from here. So is my voice okay, or is the music too loud? Please let me know. And I'm just going to read the chat box for a second here. And while I'm getting ready, and I'm going to drink some water, I'm just going to put this slide in because somebody made this for me actually. So this slide was created from a client who said, why don't you just add your services on there? So I'm going to add them while I get ready. And I thank you for joining the free call. And, give me 1 sec. So here you go. All right, now I'm just going to read the chat. Music a bit louder. All right. Okay, how is that? So funny, there we go. Music a bit loud. Okay, going back to turn down the volume. All right. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. I'm hoping that's good because we're going to start. All right, so we have some people have come in that I haven't seen in a while. Oh wow, there's a lot of familiar faces on the chat. Thank you for coming, everybody. And someone said the Course in Miracles. Yes, I did that read a while ago. It is quite the read. If you want the another great read that's easier, let me know. I have lots of material I read. So okay, so we're coming back, and I believe the transition is here. We're back, and we are ready to start. So thank you to my dear friends who created that slide for me. That was brilliant, actually. I don't like to self-promote, but I understand there's a time and place for it. So I threw it in there, and thanks again for creating that. Here we go, everyone. We're going to get into this love. And I love this part of Oh wow, there's a lot of nice familiar faces coming back on chat. So I'm glad I would list them all here, but I'll probably send out a little hello to everyone. Hello everyone. Let's get into this love. There's a tremendous amount of new energy that has started to accompany us on these weekly healings. And for those of you who are sensitive to energy, might sense the different energies coming through. And I truly believe we are at such a turning point that the light workers are going to notice their lives really moving forward. A lot of healing might come up for you to continue moving forward. Use those experiences because there's something you need to go through as you are healing and getting better and better and better. So we can now allowing this healing. We want to allow it, accept it. We're going to surrender to the healing. We're going to allow deep breaths, getting those deep breaths in and deep breaths out at your own pace. We're going to allow that anxiety to let go. I can feel a lot of anxiety still out there, and it could be from my talk, so I apologize if I upset anyone or made them think something like, aha, or, oh my gosh, that's me. Don't worry, you're fine. You're fine. You will be fine. You are fine. You're perfect and evolving just the way you are. Allowing this light to bring this beautiful energy. It's weaving through. It's bringing calmness. We're clearing your auric field and biofields, and our chakras are cleansing and balancing, and our meridian systems. We're going to get a really nice rebalancing here, a really nice cleanse here, and then you're going to start getting that really specific healing that you came for today. And you might not even know what that is, but your higher self knows, and these beings of light know. So imagine you're in this beautiful octahedron of light, completely protected, completely loved. You are their full focus of attention. And when you feel that love, it might bring tears to your eyes, it might bring warmth through your body. It's like a big, beautiful hug. Just allow that love. Right now they're assessing what's going on here. What do you need released? How can we help you? They love you so much. And whatever you're releasing today is not coming back. It is going to release from your field, and you're going to be filled with more light, increasing that light quotient. Imagine being this light being around your family and friends, to strangers in grocery stores. Imagine the immense love that you are showing humanity. You are so much more important than you know. And even if you're emotionally a mess some days, your light is still shining. And when I finally figured that out, it made me feel so good. Our emotional fields are not connected to our light quotient, so your light continues to shine. They designed us in such beautiful ways. To be human is to be multidimensional and very connected, with a beautiful consciousness that is ever evolving. Just allowing that light and love, this energy to work, whatever's needed for you at this time. And for those of you who might be feeling emotional, with emotions and memories coming up, just release them. Release the anxiety, release the fear. Don't have to know where it's coming from. Just say, I don't need you anymore. I am a divine being of light, and I'm going back home. And for many of you, your physical body will be in your chair or your bed, and your etheric body is lifting up where it's being worked on by these beautiful beings of light. And some have already drifted off into a meditative state, perhaps to sleep. Whatever happens is right for you. What I'm saying, the music, is not important. It is the energy. It is the healing that is taking place. And as this healing continues, you might be thinking of friends or family or pets that need some extra love. And you may want to bring that love to them by sending an intention that this beautiful energy, it is powerful. May it be available to them. You can imagine them in this beautiful bubble of love and light. Of course, we can't force the healing, but we can definitely make it available. If their higher selves will accept the healing, that would be beautiful, but we can't force it. So you can start making those special intentions now. In the meanwhile, you're still getting worked on at whatever you need. Later, as we move through this call, we will be sending this beautiful light to all of Mother Earth and beyond. But at this point, we're going to start sending this beautiful, powerful energy into your homes. And as this energy is weaving through your home, is being made available to everyone and everything. Whether they're watching the call or not, it doesn't matter. You might notice your pets are just relaxed and melting in this beautiful energy. They're so open and ready to receive. We need to learn from these guys. The dogs and the cats and the bunnies and the birds, they get it. In that receiving mode of allowance and deserving and believing you deserve it. And as this beautiful energy is weaving through your home, it's also clearing any dense energy that needs to be cleared and be replaced with God's love and light. Your houses will feel lighter. We're dissolving negative thoughts. We're replacing with I am perfect, I am beautiful, I am healthy, I am strong, I am loved, I am powerful, I am magnificent, I am healthy, I am balanced, I am compassion, I am peace. You just want to keep in that zone, breathing deeply in allowance. As anything comes up, you just want to release it. I want to heal. I'm ready to heal. I deserve to heal. I'm ready to reconnect with that magnificence within. The energy tonight is so powerful. I see that it's always slightly different. As this beautiful healing continues of ourselves, of our loved ones, of our pets in our homes, we are now going to include, but not limited to, we're going to include everything and anything. But we're going to start with this beautiful energy all coming together, this beautiful beam of love and light. It is going to start weaving through Mother Earth. You can imagine this process any way that makes you comfortable. The intent here is that all of Mother Earth is surrounded and infused with this beautiful, loving energy, which is including every human being, every animal, every water molecule, every air molecule, every land mass, every, all marine life, all water systems, the elementals, things that we don't really understand, is all being encompassed by love. This beam of light is so powerful. We're going to send it to the darkest places on the earth and dissolve any darkness and replace it with God's love and light. It's also being sent to the lightest places on the earth. It's being sent to everyone and everything, including ourselves. We are all one. The vibration is increasing, the frequency is increasing, the intensity is so beautiful and strong. There is so much love here. You can feel it in every cell of your body is vibrating in excitement. We're asking our bodies, our innate smart systems to activate to the highest potential, promoting such beautiful physical healing, emotional healing, mental healing. We are ready for psychological balance. That balance within, that peace within, that's going to resonate out to all of humanity and beyond. We're now sending out this energy beyond Mother Earth into the multiverse, the universe, to the stars, to the galaxies, to the sun, to the beings of light that are healing and help healing us, that love us so much. It's like we've all become one in this beautiful, loving, powerful energy of love. In this state of peace and high vibration, this is where you want to make your intentions. I am healthy. I am kind. I am compassionate. Everything is working out for me. My body's responding. My body's healing. I'm having a miraculous healing today. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and wow, I'm going to be able to bend my back like I've never bent it before. I feel so flexible. I feel so free. The pains in my bodies are melting away. Everything is possible. Ask for big things, dream big, and then surrender and allow the universe to delight and surprise you. You are loved beyond measure. You are magnificent. Imagine our water system so clean, that crystal clean water, when you're walking in a river and you can see your toes so clearly because the water is crystal clean. Our air that we breathe is being purified. As we breathe it in, it's bringing that beautiful energy of love deep within ourselves. Our hearts are filling with love, and we're going to hold that light, that love for everyone we come in contact with, for our friends or families or strangers. When we're in traffic, we're going to beam this light. Actually, the other day I was in traffic and I just saw everyone smiling. I'm like, wow, this is so beautiful. I love this planet. I love humanity. I love the experiences we're going through. We're all in this together. Our uniqueness should be embraced. That's what makes life so fascinating. We all look so different. We all have different perceptions. Yet sometimes we have so much in common because we have that love flowing through our hearts, calling us back home, back to unity. I say yes to love. I say yes to the light. I say yes to the ascension process. I say yes to forgiveness. I say yes to compassion and understanding and tolerance. I say yes to peace within. I say yes to peace throughout this world. I say yes to love. That love that is so beyond what a human knows. It's that love, that unconditional love. When you feel it from someone, you just know it. It's home. And I know we're getting close to the hour, and I'm just enjoying this energy so powerfully right now. For those of you who wish to stay in the energy, you can simply just hang up and allow it to do whatever it needs to do for you. Whether or not you stay asleep or in your meditative state or come back, this energy is going to continue. Personally, if I wasn't running the call, I wouldn't get out of this energy. I would just stay in it right now. It feels so good. Thank you all for joining. You have made this beautiful world a better place. You matter, your presence mattered. Whether you're watching this live or in replay, you're included. These beings of light know who will be drawn to this material now or in the future. So we're all in this together in the etheric field. The intensity is intense. These calls are getting more intense. Our world is changing. And it's changing for the better. And deep down, you know that in your heart. And that's what we are reconnecting to, that power within that knows all is well. Allowing a deep breath for those who are coming back, wiggling your fingers and toes, and you're moving your body. And if you're feeling lightheaded, that's natural or that's pretty intense. So you might want to drink some water. I'm going to bring out the singing bowl in a moment. Wow, that was beautiful. That energy, although we are concluding the meditation, that energy will continue to be available to all of humanity. Once something is sent out, it stays. So you can imagine that white light is attaching or connecting to all that white light. There's so many people sending love and compassion to this earth at this time. So we're adding to it. It's getting stronger and stronger. So thank you all for joining. That was really beautiful. I'm going to use this singing bowl. I'm just letting people know because not everyone likes it. I'm going to turn down the volume here so it's not so intense. But no matter how you hear this, it's the intention is going to clear away, help you process. And it's a very beautiful healing method. Richard said he saw a spirit dancing. That's beautiful. Actually, there was one point today where I was quiet. I don't remember where it was, but it was this beautiful purple light, and it was just beautiful. It was dancing in its own right. It was so beautiful. I didn't want to come out of it. So these experiences are getting stronger. The light on this planet's getting stronger. Our healing is getting stronger. So light worker, old soul, I know you've been through so much. It is your time to shine. I'm not saying that's all going to be happy-go-lucky. There's still going to be those ups and downs, but it's going to get lighter. You're going to start to notice your physical world getting lighter, easier. And then when we move into 2025, it's going to get even lighter. 2024 is going to wake up more souls. There's lots going to go on, but that, just connect to that part of you, and then you'll be fine. If you ever need to talk, you can reach out. Yeah, there's lots of energy. Okay, everyone, I'm just going to play the bowl, and all right, everyone. Thanks again for joining. Thank you for all the comments. It's been a very nice chat going on. I was able to catch up as I'm focusing there. Thank you for everything. We'll see you next Tuesday. And have a good one. Drink lots of water. Get plenty of rest. And thanks again. That was really, really, really powerful. Good night, everyone.